Salut! Si c'est ta première fois sur ma chaîne, je m'appelle Lyndi, je suis américaine qui est en France depuis 5 ans. So I went to Dijon the other weekend for this gorgeous bike ride through these villages and vineyards. And if that sounds like so French and picturesque, it was. I originally did this ride on a solo trip a few years ago at the end of fall, but I've been wanting to go back when it's warmer, and we definitely got some warm, hot weather. I thought I'd not only include like the route and view if you're interested in going on this bike ride yourself, but also some cool things to do in Dijon as well. All right, let's go to Dijon. So when you hear Dijon, maybe you think of mustard, and well, you're not wrong. Our first stop is the iconic mustard shop called La Moutarderie Fallot, and they make their mustard in the city nearby called Beaume. If you have more time, you can take a short trip to tour their mustard mill and see how they make it. But if you're short on time, exploring the store is great too. You can actually do a tasting of their wide variety of mustards. They have like a counter and these tiny spoons, and you choose which ones you want to try. They also have some quite unusual flavors. They have like a gingerbread, a black currant mustard, and of course you can buy them. And I got a little mini baby jar of the moutarde à l'ancienne, which is like the whole grains of mustard. Oh, so good. And then I always love strolling through markets when I travel to see what the regional specialties are. So when I stopped in here, not only do you get like the fresh produce, meat, locally made gingerbread even, but you can also check out its design. So Gustave Eiffel, who designed the Eiffel Tower, is actually from Dijon. He started the design for this grand market hall. It was later finished though by Louis Clément Weinberger in 1875. Next stop is a store called Mulot et Petit. Dijon is also known for its pain d'épices, which is like a gingerbread, spice bread. And this famous shop has several locations and offers not only like delicious, soft, perfectly spiced gingerbread, but they have other specialties known to the region. You can pick up some crème cassis, which is this yummy black currant liqueur. It's so good. And then also you can get the mustard from Fallot and other specialties. A very quick pit stop, but still worth checking out, is this Middle Ages museum. This free 2-room museum located in an old church offers some very impressive sculptures and casts along with a tomb. And if you hear the name Rude and it turns you off, it's actually named after François Rude, which is a sculptor from Dijon. And like any city, the best way to explore it is to walk around. You discover its architecture, its many cafes and restaurants, and you can see what's going on in town. If you're interested in a tour of the city, I do recommend the Owls Trail or Parcours de la Chouette. It's a self-guided tour that's pretty easy to follow. You can purchase a map from the tourism office for a few euros, or you can download the app. It gives you a brief blurb of each location, and you just follow the small owl plaques on the ground around the city till you get to the bigger plaque with the number corresponding on your map, and it's a great way to see the city. As for the highlight of my trip, the bike ride. I originally did this tour on a solo trip and was met by a local guide along with a young French couple. We started in Chenauve, which you can actually take the tram from Dijon. It's like one of the last stops. And then we rode through a few cute towns. So there was Marcenay-la-Côte, Fixin, Brochon, and Gevrey-Chambertin. And then we ended our ride by sampling some local cheese. And the guide brought a parsley ham made by his grandfather and a delicious cure, which is blackcurrant liqueur crème cassis with white wine, and so good. And then this past weekend, we rented bikes from Burgundy Bikes and started in Brochon. Then we continued south all the way to Nuit Saint-Georges. It was beyond beautiful and charming. The only thing I'd recommend is if you go in the summer, go in the morning and bring lots of water. We brought a lunch as well and had like a little picnic halfway in the shade as it was really starting to heat up. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any other recommendations for Dijon, feel free to share them in the comments for others. I also have a website I can leave below in the description if you want my full guide with all the details. À la prochaine, bisous! Salut, ciao!